hindbrain is consisting of the pons and medulla anteriorly and cerebellum posteriorly. Got it? So we'll see how is that relation of these three things are there. So first, I will draw here the midbrain, pons, medulla oblongata, and posterior to the cerebellum. So see, this is the part of the midbrain. So this will be the anterior and this will be the posterior aspect. This is the pons and then medulla oblongata. Okay? So they are inclined. These three structure of the brain stem are inclined in the toward the anterolateral wall of the or anterior wall of the posterior cranial fossa. Fine. In the midbrain, there will be the cerebral aqueduct of the Sylvius, which will enter into the fourth ventricle. This is the roof of the fourth ventricle, and again, in the lower part of the medulla oblongata, it will continue at the central canal. This is the fourth ventricle. We already seen fourth ventricle. These are the roofs. This is the floor. Now the cerebellum comes behind this, and this is the superior medullary velum, the closed part of the medulla oblongata, and your cerebellum comes like this. Fine. The cerebellum is coming like this. Just wait. Okay. So this is the cerebellum. So we'll see when we see the take the sagittal section of the cerebellum. So its median portion that is known as the vermis. It comes like that. So there the first lingula is there, culmen and other parts are there. Okay. Okay. So this is the sagittal section of the cerebellum. Got it? So here we'll see that along this larger fissure is known as the primary fissure of the cerebellum. Primary fissure. This is horizontal fissure. Got it? And then here comes the posterolateral fissure. These are the main fissure, the three main fissures. There are the numerous fissures along the transversely placed on the cerebellum. But among those, these three fissures are the main which are dividing the cerebellum into various lobes. Okay, anterior lobe, middle lobe, and posterior lobe. Okay, so this is the posterolateral fissure. Posterolateral fissure. Got it? Now we'll see first here the relation. It is for relation only. So anterior to that, there is the fourth ventricle. It is forming the roof of the fourth ventricle. It is on the slit-like posterior extension of the fourth ventricle inside the anterior notch of the cerebellum. Okay, and most anterior are the pons and the medulla oblongata. Got it? The upper part of the medulla oblongata, and here it will be the anterior wall of the posterior cranial fossa. Means whole structure is present in the posterior cranial fossa. Got my point? Inferiorly here, posterior inferiorly, you will see that you have seen the occipital bone. Okay, I have shown you the occipital bone and the interior of that. So that is the squamous part. So this is related to the internal aspect of the squamous part of the occipital bone. And superiorly, it is separated from the posterior aspect of the cerebrum by the port of the dura mater that is known as the tentorium cerebelli. So I have already told you what is the tentorium cerebelli during the description of the occipital bone, that is the transverse sulcus. So there is the attachment of the tentorium cerebelli. So this tentorium cerebelli is covering the upper surface of the cerebellum. But my point? Okay. So tentorium cerebelli, the squamous part of the occipital bone, and anteriorly all these structures, fourth ventricle, pons. This is the pons. This is the medulla oblongata, and this is midbrain. Okay. So midbrain छोटा सा रहता है, smaller in extent as compared to the forebrain and the hindbrain. सबसे बड़ा forebrain है, then hindbrain, then the midbrain. But my point? So these are the relations of the cerebellum. Okay. Got it? So you can take the screenshot, and later I will tell you the external features of the cerebellum and their various lobes and subdivision of those lobes into the lobules. Got it? The pons, medulla oblongata, cerebellum, this fourth ventricle. I will write for you. Fourth ventricle. Fourth ventricle. This is cerebral aqueduct of Sylvius. And this will continue as central canal of the spinal cord. Fine. So this is the whole of the around the relations of the cerebellum. तुम्हारे लिए टेंटोरियम cerebelli भी बना देता हूँ. I can't draw here right now. If you want, I will just dotted line cover tentorium cerebelli. Cerebelli. Tentorium cerebelli. Got it? Okay. So can I rub it and proceed further? Okay. When we see the cerebellum from the posterior aspect, okay, when we hold, so how does it look? So it is somehow, it is having anteriorly the sulcus, known as the anterior sulcus. Fine. Then go posteriorly, inferiorly. Okay. So the cerebellum is consisting of the right and the left hemisphere. जैसे cerebrum में होता है वैसे right and the left hemisphere, known as the cerebellar hemisphere, and they are connected on the superior aspect and it is inferior aspect. So on the superior aspect, both the cerebellar hemisphere are connected to each other with this elevation, the median elevation known as the vermis. Okay, I will just draw like this. So this median portion is known as the vermis. आगे समझ में, and these are the cerebellar hemisphere. I'm labeling on one side only, but both are the hemisphere. Now between the cerebellar hemisphere and the vermis, there is the sulcus. The sulcus हो गया जाता है. So this sulcus is known as the paramedian sulcus. So just remember it. Elevation आएगा vermis के रूप में. Then there will be the sulcus. Then again proper elevations, that is known as the hemisphere on either side, right side and the left side hemisphere. So in the superior surface, you can see that the vermis is continuing. थोड़ा सा sulcus आने के बाद it is continuing with the cerebellar hemisphere. But on the inferior aspect, we'll find that between the two cerebellar hemisphere there is a fissure. जब नीचे जाओगे ना, I will show you during the LCD, तो नीचे जाओगे तो वहाँ पे फिशर, एकदम प्रॉपर फिशर आता है, और फिशर में एलिवेशन जाता है, ठीक है, मतलब प्रॉपर एलिवेशन आएगा, जो सल्कस है यहाँ पे, जो सल्कस के यहाँ पे एलिवेशन आएगा. तो दैट फिशर between two cerebellar hemisphere on the inferior surface is known as the vallicula. This fissure or notch is known as the vallicula. समझ ये हो गया एक फीचर. Now what happens? It is having the divisions by the primary three fissures. So there are the various transverse fissures, okay, running transversely along the vermis and continuing on either side on the cerebral hemisphere, cerebellar hemisphere. So these fissures, so there are the main three fissures, which are the primary fissures on the upper surface. Then between the upper and the lower surface, dividing it is the transverse fissure or transverse fissure, and most inferiorly there is the posterolateral fissure. Fine. So if I will draw like this, it is the primary fissure. Okay. Then there's a transverse fissure. Then we'll see that there will be the posterolateral fissure. Primary fissure also known as the fissura prima. Fissura prima. This is the transverse fissure. And this is posterolateral fissure. So anterior to the fissura prima, this lobe of the cerebellum is known as the anterior lobule. Got it? And between this primary fissure and this posterolateral fissure, I'm not talking about the transverse fissure, मैं इसको neglect कर रहा हूँ अभी. Between the primary fissure of fissura prima and the posterolateral fissure, this whole structure is known as the middle lobe or posterior lobe. And बाद में छोटा पार्ट बच जाता है यहाँ पे of cerebellum, posterolateral के नीचे, that is having the third lobe, that is known as the flocculonodular lobe. So I will write for you. ये fissura prima हो गया. Now this lobe, anterior lobe, ये पूरा कंसिडर करना है. Anterior lobe, ठीक है, and this whole part is known as the middle or posterior lobe up to this extent, and this last one is known as the I will write our vermis here, and this is flocculonodular lobe. I flocculonodular lobe क्यों आ रहा है इसके अलग से? Because it is consisting of flocculus and the nodule. ये जो median structure है वर्मिस में लास्ट वाला, तो दिस इज नोन एज द नोडुल, और इसका जो एक्सटेंशन हो रहा है सेरिबुलर हेमिस्फीयर पे, दैट इज नोन एज द फ्लॉकुलस. देयरफॉर इट इज नोन एज द फ्लॉकुलोनोडुलर लोब. गॉट इट माय गाइस? ठीक है. ओके, देन आई विल ड्रॉ यू फॉर यू द सब डिविजन्स. नाउ एंटीरियर लोब समझ में आ गया, पूरा मिडल और पोस्टीरियर लोब समझ में आ गया, और एक सिंगुलर जो पार्ट है दैट इज द स्मॉलेस्ट पार्ट इज द फ्लॉकुलोनोडुलर लोब. अभी लोब के अंदर लोबुल्स वो कैसे आएंगे? ओके, तो दे आर द वेरियस नेम, यू हैव टू मेमोराइज. ठीक है, आई जस्ट रिटन इट एंड आई विल जस्ट ड्रॉ इट ऑन हियर सो दैट यू विल अंडरस्टैंड. तो हियर विल सी दैट दिस वर्मिस हैविंग द सब डिविजन्स. जो ऊपर का सबसे पहला वो यहाँ पे रहेगा वर्मिस में जो नोड आता है सब डिविजन, तो दैट इज नॉट हैविंग द lateral extension, but rest other 8 are having the lateral extension over the cerebellar hemisphere. So I will just make this proper Vermis, divide it in proper Vermis and the cerebellar hemisphere, that you will understand. So this is the first part. Okay. So this first part is known as the lingula. The first subdivision, which is present anteriorly, is known as the lingula. Okay. Then I will draw all the structure on the this side, right side, or left. This right, left. Okay. Now we will see the extension from here to here. Now on the vermis, there is the central lobule here, and it will extend this fissure between this and this. This will extend here up to the cerebellar hemisphere, and that is known as the quadrangular lobule. Okay, sorry, ala. The first cerebellar hemisphere lobule is known as the ala. Fine. So I will give a dotted appearance to this. Okay, red color I will use. So दिख रहा है? So this is known as the ala, and this is known as the central lobule. I will rub it so that I can label here. यहाँ पे cerebellar hemisphere का lobule, सर यहाँ पे vermis का. So this is known as central lobule. आगे समझना? ठीक है? Then next to that, the other fissure will be there. Okay. So before going to that, I'll also tell that this I am saying that this black line I am making. This is the fissure which is going inside and coming again over the surface. Okay. So between these, the various fissures are smaller fissures are there, minor fissure. So between these successive fissures, there is the elevation, okay, or the cortical area elevation. So that is known as the polium. So the cerebellum is having the particular fissure known as the fissures, and between the fissures, the polium. Okay, the singular is known as the polia. So in the cerebral hemisphere, there are again elevation and the depression. So depressions are known as the sulci and elevations are known as the gyri. Okay, but they are irregular. But here they are in same pattern. Okay, in the linear manner. Okay, dividing in the subdivisions of all the cerebellar hemisphere and the vermis. So that depression is known as the fissure and elevation is known as the polium. Okay, or polia. कभी होगा तुम्हारा colmen, and this will become quadrangular lobule here. Quadrangular lobule. Just remember it. Again, I will draw it with red dotted markings. Later, I will tell you why I am using different colors. Okay. Then the third one or fourth in the vermis, the fourth one is coming in the decline. Isra prima is equivalent extension of the primary fissure. This one will be known as the decline. सब तुमको नाम ये करना है, याद करना है, ठीक है. एंड सिंपल लोब्यूल्स, which lobule is known as the simple lobule. ठीक है. Now I will draw this, paint it with blue dots. Okay. Can you differentiate red and the blue dot? Right. Then ये फोलिया रहता है, बट इसको अलग से एक नाम दिया गया इसको, दैट इज द फोलियम. अभी ये पूरे लोबुल का नाम फोलियम है, ठीक है. एंड जो एलिवेशन है वो भी फोलियम है, तो डोंट, दिस आर द डिफरेंट थिंग, ठीक है. फोलियम एंड दिस इज नोन एज द superior, in short I will write superior semilunar lobule. ठीक है, superior semilunar lobule. फाइन. अब ये कौन सा रहेगा? अगेन दिस इज blue dotted line, blue dotted marking here. तो ये तुम्हारा सुपीरियर सरफेस. अब ये ट्रांसवर्स फीचर आ गया, और ट्रांसवर्स फीचर के बाद इंफीरियर सरफेस. नाउ ओके, so I will just draw this feature like this. So this will become tuber. अभी समझ लो, ये तुम्हारा सुपीरियर सरफेस है, इंफीरियर सरफेस, एंड दिस इज इन शॉर्ट इंफीरियर सेमी ल्यूनार लेबुल. और इसमें एक इनकम्प्लीट फीचर आता है, तो इट बिकम्स ग्रेसाइल. ओके, हियर इट बिकम ग्रेसाइल लोब्यूल. So inferior semilunar and the gracile lobule, and tuber on the vermis. Again, okay, so I will tell you later on why this red and blue I am only drawing, not other colors. Got it? Here it becomes pyramid. Okay. It becomes pyramid. Okay. And next is the uvula. On vermis, pyramid and uvula. So this is pyramid के लाइन में जो है, that is the biventral lobule, और ये जो नीचे वाला सबसे, that is the tonsil. तो tonsil क्यों बोलते हैं? I will tell you during the LCD of this, but here to the biventral. To the tonsil also. Okay. Now you are thinking that I will draw this blue. No. Now I will paint the pyramid and the uvula with the red color. ज़्यादा यहाँ पे red था. Again here it is red. So I think you have got that. This red are having some same category. Blue are having the other category. और इनके अलावा जो other category है, that is the black colored. So black color I will tell you that. Okay, अभी हो गया तुम्हारा यहाँ तक, uvula and tonsil तक हो गया. Now I will tell you about the last one, that is the flocculonodular lobe having the nodule in the vermis and the cerebellar hemisphere is extending as flocculus. Okay. Got it? So this is the nodule. And this is flocculus. आगे समझ में? So these are the various lobules in the cerebellar hemisphere. ठीक है? अभी अपना मानचित्र में देते ना मैप में, तो वैसे मैं बना रहे हैं. यहाँ पे बॉक्स है. दिस इज द ब्लैक कलर. दूसरा बॉक्स है. दिस इज रेड कलर. This is the third box. Which color? Blue color. So cerebellum is phylogenetically divided into three parts, or phylogenetic development or evolutionary. Phylogenetic means evolutionary. तो कैसे कैसे evolution हुआ है lower animal to higher animal. So we are having all the parts from the lower animals to up to human being development. So this black color, lingula and flocculonodular lobules, these are the part of phylogenetically आर्कीसेरिबुलम. आर्की मतलब सबसे पुराना, आदि मानव. आर्कीसेरिबुलम. ठीक है. जो बीच का आता है means central lobule, colmen, ala, and the quadrangular lobule, pyramid and uvula of the vermis on the inferior surface. They are the parts of paliocerebellum. Are you able to see paliocerebellum? Okay. Paliocerebellum. ठीक है. And the newest one is known as the simply neocerebellum. So these are the phyllo division of the cerebellum. देखो कितने सारे डिवीजन है. अपर सरफेस, सुपर इंटीरियर सरफेस बाय द ट्रांसवर्स फिशर, फिर फिशरा प्राइमा एंड यहाँ पे कौन सा था, पोस्टरोलेटरल फिशर. उनके बीच में एंटीरियर लोबुल, मिडल और पोस्टीरियर लोबुल एंड फ्लोकुलोनोडुलर लोबुल. फिर बाद में सब डिवीजन हो गए तुम्हारे. एंड ऑल दिस सब डिवीजन आर अगेन डिवाइडेड इनटू डिपेंडिंग ऑन द phylogenetic division in the archicerebellum, paliocerebellum and the neocerebellum. So got my point? So how are they divided? How are they parts of this thing? Got it? So these were the parts of this. You can see from the surface of the cerebellum. You see that it is having the cortex and the cores of the cerebellum or white matters in the core of the cerebellum, and the cortex are on the surface. The cortex are having the gray matter area, and also in the white matter in the core of the cerebellum there are some deep nuclei. So I will draw for you that. So on one side I will draw, which is like fine. So here the four nuclei are present on each side. You can see right and the left. Okay. Then other nucleus is present here. Then third, and then fourth. Okay. I will fill it now. Black. दिस इज नोन एज द न्यूक्लियस फैस्टिजियस. दो है इसलिए प्लूरल में आ जाएगा न्यूक्लियस फैस्टिजिया. न्यूक्लियस, तो these are the deep nuclei of the cerebellum. Deep nuclei. Nucleus fastigious और fastigiae. ओके, न्यूक्लियस fastigiae या फिर अगर सिंगल तुमको नाम लेना तो fastigious. ठीक है. Then next come the nucleus globosus here and this emboliform nucleus. अब इसको पहले फिल करते हैं. How will I fill? So I think you have got the idea. If I am utilizing this different color, now you have got idea. What is the mean of this? As we have seen in the previous diagram. ये क्या तुम्हारा न्यूक्लियस ग्लोबोसस और ग्लोबस न्यूक्लियस. न्यूक्लियस globosus and this was emboliform nucleus. Emboliform nucleus and which nucleus? Okay. Now you tell me what will be the color of this. I will draw this nucleus. Write down. Write down. Which color will be this now? कुछ ना डॉट दिया वहाँ पे. नाम बताओ. Okay. My Bluetooth is there. Okay. Tell me. Guess लिखा तुमने? What is this blue? Why blue? अभी वो भी लिखो. Okay, it is blue, but why? Why blue? Very good, but why? Means what is meant of this blue? And all the other colors? So again, nucleus fastigious is part of the archicerebellum. I will write only in short. ठीक है. Okay, आज का nucleus का नाम. This nucleus is known as the dentate nucleus of the cerebellum. Dentate nucleus. Simple. And these two red colored nucleus globosus and emboliformis nuclei are the part of the paliocerebellum. Okay. And dentate nucleus is the part of neocerebellum. Simple. So from medial to lateral, fastigious nucleus, nucleus globosus, emboliform, and dentate nucleus. These are the different deep nucleus of the cerebellum embedded in the white matter of the cerebellum. Fine. तो ग्रे मैटर हो गया तुम्हारा यहाँ पे. Now how the morphological and functional division is there? So depending on this archicerebellum, paliocerebellum and neocerebellum. और previous diagram में भी देखा तुमने. The various lobules has been divided into or categorized in the this three phylogenetic category. ठीक है. So this archicerebellum is oldest part of the cerebellum and even the cerebrum. The cerebrum is also divided depending on this phylogenetic. So oldest part we have seen the prochlenoidal lobule and this nuclei are there. So what is the function of this? The function of this is the vestibular. Their connection is the vestibular connection. So vestibule जो रहता है यहाँ पे nucleus, vestibulocochlear. Now you have listen about that. So that is for the axial muscle control and the locomotor and bilateral movement. Fine. So function of this archicerebellum is the locomotion, bilateral locomotion, and it controls the axial. जो trunk में जो muscles रहते हैं, ठीक है, back muscle, all these are they are under control of the oldest part of the brain, like archicerebellum and archicerebrum. पेलियोसेरिबेलम, ठीक है, जो हमने सेरिबुलर हेमिस्फीयर में देखा, वर्मिस में देखा, एंड न्यूक्लिया. तो दिस इज हैविंग the spinocerebellar connection. So spine means spinal cord. So what is the function of that part? So it controls the tone of the muscle, postures of the body, and the various parts, and the crude movements of the limbs, upper limb and the lower limb. जो भी crude movement होता है, except the fine movements. So all these are controlled under the peliocerebellum. ठीक है, and the cerebellar cortex and the nuclei, that is dentate nucleus. It is having the function of the fine movement, control of the fine movement. ठीक है, so it involve the middle lobe, ठीक है, except the pyramid and the uvula of the vermis. ठीक है, so it is having the connection with the cerebral cortex, that is the cortico-cerebellar connection, that is known as the cortico-cerebellar connection. मतलब यहाँ पे ब्रेन रहेगा, cerebral hemisphere, वहां से जो कनेक्शन लेंगे cortico, वहां से लेकर cerebellum तक, that is known as the cortico-cerebellar fibers are coming and they are regulating the fine movements of the body. Okay, mainly your fingers and all this, whatever require the very fine movement. Okay, so that is known as the control of those parts. Okay, now what is the connection, the various connection of the cerebellum? So I have taken the photo of that from book, so I will share that. Just remain with me. The superior is from midbrain to cerebellum, middle is from pons to cerebellum, and inferior is from medulla oblongata to the cerebellum. The superior cerebellar peduncle is having afferent tract, the afferent tract, तो afferent से आएंगे, anterior spinocerebellar and the tectocerebellar tract. So we already seen in the spinal cord, right? Then different tracts are the cerebellorubral, that is the red nucleus on the this brain, and dentatothalamic. Okay, means from the dentate nucleus of the cerebellum to the thalamus. Then dentato-olivary, that is the olivary nucleus in the pons, and fastigioreticular. Okay, the reticular system are there in the brain stem. Okay, that is the very necessary for the wakefulness of the person. Middle cerebral peduncle, there is the afferent tracts, that is the pontocerebellar. Okay, directly from the pontine nuclei to the cerebellum. No afferent fibers are there. Inferior cerebellar peduncle, you can see the definite pathway. It has shown the posterior spinocerebellar, again from the spine. Then cuneocerebellar, that is from the cuneate nucleus. So we already seen the cuneate tubercle in the medulla oblongata. Olivocerebellar, parolivocerebellar. Okay, these are related to the olivary nucleus of the pons and the upper part of medulla. Reticulocerebellar and vestibulocerebellar. And different tracts are the cerebrovestibular, cerebro-olivary, cerebro and cerebro-olivary and cerebro-reticular. The trend pathway, that is the anterior external arcuate fibers, trimedullars and the trigeminocerebellar. So these are the different tracts in the all the peduncles of the cerebellum. Okay, so I have taken this book from my own BDC. Okay, it was available, so I thought that I should share this rather than to write on all these things. Okay, so these are the things. So I have taken all these things to remember. I have remembered those. Okay, fine. अब इसके बाद तुम्हारा आता है connections हो गए. This one. So almost I have covered. Now applied anatomy. I will detect and write all the names of those disorders on the whiteboard. So first we will see. So all these are related to the cerebellar syndrome. So that is known as the cerebellar syndrome. Applied aspect. Domain is cerebellar. So this is a constellation of all the signs, neurological signs related to the cerebellar disorder. सबसे पहला आएगा तुम्हारा muscular hypotonia. The tone is related to the peliocerebellar part. The tone of the muscle will decrease. if you have seen in the physiology, they do the reflex test by hammer. Okay, so we'll see the very less tone is there, means less jerk or less reflex, muscular hypotonia. Then comes the intention tremor. Yes, it is very important. Huh? It is most frequently done to detect the cerebral disorder, that is intention tremor. What is the tremor? This is a tremor. ओके जब तुम्हारा एग्जाम आता है या फिर तुम्हारा वाइवा में तुम जाने वाले रहते हो, ठीक है, अभी तो वाइवा में गए नहीं, घर पे बैठ कर, बट जब यहाँ पे आओगे ना फिजिकली, देन दिस विल कम द ट्रेमर, ठीक है, so that is due to the anxiety, but here due to the cerebellum there is the intention tremor. Intention मतलब उसका intention रहता है. Intention means when we are doing, thank you to all आप, so when I am going to lift something or I am moving my body or moving my hand, so then there is the tremor. but जब मेरा रेस्ट पे रहेगा, ऐसे कहीं कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट पे ऐसा रेस्ट पे है, तब ट्रेमर नहीं रहेगा, बट व्हेन आई विल मूव, then there will be a tremor. Okay? It is like that rest. Now I am moving, so tremor is happening. So that is known as the intention tremor. Then there is a one interesting disorder related to that. That is known as the Adaya docokinesia. ये सब मगअप कर लेना. Diadochokinesia. Diadochokinesia means the repeated and regular alternate movements like this. Okay. जैसे रोटी बनाते ना, ऐसे ऐसे रेगुलर मूवमेंट, रिपीटेड रेगुलर मूवमेंट, ऐसे करो, हाथ पे करो, पैर पे. ओके, तो कोई भी रिपीटेड रैपिड रिपीटेड रेगुलर मूवमेंट, दैट इज अल्टरनेट मूवमेंट. ओके, so that is the diadochokinesia, so that is lost. So this is controlled by the cerebellum. ठीक है, so the loss of this rapid regular ऐसा करेगा, जब हम बोलेंगे ना इसको ऐसा करो, so he will like this. Okay, he will be confused. कंफ्यूज दिखेगा, कंफ्यूज नहीं रहता, बट उसका cerebellum coordinate नहीं कर पा रहा उसके thinking को, so that is the diadochokinesia. So what happens, the cerebellum is controlling the ipsilateral side, मतलब जो right cerebellar hemisphere है, तो it will control the right side, left वाला left side को. जैसे cerebral hemisphere रहता है वो opposite को करता है, contralateral को. Like that the cerebellum is opposite of that, that it control the same side of the body parts, that is the ipsilateral body parts. ठीक है, तो डिपेंडिंग ऑन दैट, अगर तुम्हारा कोई राइट साइड में प्रॉब्लम है, लेफ्ट साइड में नहीं, तो समझ लो लेफ्ट साइड का cerebellum अफेक्टेड है. ठीक है, डायडोकोकाइनेसिया हो गया, inability to do the rapid regular alternate movement. Nystagmus. What is the nystagmus? Nystagmus is the oscillatory movement of the eyeball. ठीक है, to and fro, it will like this, only one eye. ठीक है, अगर हेड का cerebellar disorder है, तो only one eye will move. अभी मैं नहीं कर सकता because I am normal. ओके, तो किसी से cerebellar disorder में हो, सिंगल साइड में है, तो it will having the to and fro oscillatory movement of the eyeball. And then comes ataxic gait, ataxia. When person will be unable to stand properly or walk properly, okay, due to the unsteady gait. Gait means posture during the walking or standing. Okay, so ataxic gait means, ataxia means the person is not able to walk properly in the, because there is the loss of the coordination on the right and the left side of the limbs or the parts of the body. ठीक है, तो unsteady gait. ठीक है, sound muscular hypotonia means low tone, intention tremor, the tremor or this vibration. Okay, the tremor during the motion or movement. Diadochokinesia, rapid regular alternating movement is lost, coordination is lost. Nystagmus related to the eye, that is the to and fro oscillatory movement of the eyeball. Ataxic gait means unsteady gait, means gait is not the walking and the stand is not properly coordinated, so inability to the walk and stand properly. Okay, guys, so this was almost covered for the cerebellum, and that the histological part also means which are type of the cells are there. Okay, which are types of the cells, neuron cells in the deep nuclei. So we cover during your histology part. Okay, thank you very much.